everybody, this is Leslie Scott with the EDIFY Movement, and I am excited to come to you from Vernon, Connecticut, from the Vernon Middle School, with one of the most amazing EDIFY supporters, and we'll call him an EDIFY ambassador, and his name is Mr. Ray Owens, and he is the teacher that let me come and speak to his school. So we're going to find out a little bit more about what motivates people to give to causes that may not be right in their front door. And here we go, introducing you to, drumroll please, that was my version of a drum roll, Ray Owens. Hi, Ray.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to find out a little bit about what motivated you and your beautiful fiancée, Miss Julie Lang, who owns the Julie Lang School of Dance, to be so generous to the EDIFY Movement.
Well, we met you in Las Vegas and taking your classes and listening to your message. I was 100% on board from the beginning, and I thought that it went right along with the things that I hold dear to myself, which is hip-hop culture. It was a way for me to infuse my talents and my ideas into something that's productive, something that can change people's lives. And that's what I've been doing for a long time now, and it was just another avenue for me to continue that.
So with me being here and being able to watch Mr. Owens teach, it turns out that he's been running his own EDIFY movement for 17 years at the same school, which is something that I really believe in about when we start to pour into children. It's so important that we don't just run away after we see a little bit of progress. So he has decided to really commit to the kids at this school, and it was awesome to see him teach and also to see his classroom. Just the things in his classroom are certainly not typical of the other classrooms I have been to, so we'd like to show you a little bit of it. It's clear that it's a narrow path, so let's take a look and have Ray give us a little bit of a tour. All right, show us some of the things that are dear to you in this room.
Probably the most dear thing to me is the pictures of my athletes.
Okay.
I coach track and field, cross country, girls, and this is a group of girls who ran for me, and they were in 8th grade in 2004. And 3 out of the 4 girls got scholarships to college.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
And this young lady just graduated from a school in Pennsylvania as a nurse. So if you... This is my sister, my little sister.
Hello, little sister.
King's College, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. She sent me an invitation to her graduation.
Beautiful. Awesome. So I know that at the EDIFY Movement, we certainly have had some talk about athletics. In a lot of ways, it's gotten a little bit out of control. Billions of dollars, paying people for being able to dunk a ball. But I really think that one of the most important things that Ray can teach us is that a coach can use sports to come up under a child and really give them a purpose and a direction. And as you can see, lead them into higher education. So I want him to quickly tell you about his superheroes, which is a group of girls that he coaches over at the Rockville High School. I hope I've got that right.
Did. Yes, athletics has been a huge part of my life, and it's all about the right athletes, and we don't always look up to the right athletes, and this is one of the reasons why I teach my little superheroes about Muhammad Ali, and they take sort of his philosophy of being a person first and an athlete secondary and doing what they do. So it's a way for them to take what they learn on the track and in the field and apply it to school, apply it to life, and become better people. One of these, it's my favorite picture over here as well. I believe it's the 1968 or 1974 Summer Olympics in Mexico, and we have Tommy Smith and John Carlos, who are holding up the black power fists. One, the right hand is for the black power in the United States, the left hand is for the dead in Vietnam.
Okay, let's keep it going. I want to talk a little bit, well, hello, Mr. King. We've got Mr. King here, we've got Mr. King over there, and we've got Gandhi right here. So, talk to me a little bit about why these 2 men are in your classroom.
Gandhi is in my classroom because he is the most unassuming human being that you can think of, and physically. And he's a perfect example to my students of how mentally you can overcome anything. He's literally slayed Goliath, gets into the ring with the mammoth beasts that we call the machine or the industry or whatever you want to call it, the monster, and takes it on head to head and didn't throw a fist.
Yes.
And he's, his influence resonates today. So
Yep.
if you know the history of Gandhi, then you understand why he fits into my classroom.
He's civil disobedience, peaceful.
Right.
Peaceful civil disobedience.
It goes right along with the being a b-boy.
Yes, I agree. One of my favorite quotes of Gandhi is he says, "There are many things I would die for, but nothing I would kill for." Okay, what about Mr. King?
All right, Dr. King, one of my favorites, even though I may have some disagreements with him philosophically as far as him speaking the language of love to people who can only understand hate for so long and for so persistence, and it worked for him. I feel like for me, I don't know if I was strong enough when I was learning about Dr. King that I could commit to that nonviolence. I feel as though I am now because I'm mature enough now to understand what really makes long-lasting, permanent changes. But I was one of those who sort of agreed with Malcolm X when it came to defend yourself when you need to, but always obey the law. That seemed to make more sense to me as I was coming up. But I feel like both of them had a philosophy that could work together, and had they lived long enough, I think that they would have done some really good things together with a little bit of, and Malcolm X changed his philosophy as well as Dr. King got a little bit more radical towards the Vietnam War. So I think as they started to meet in the middle, the powers that be really didn't want them to come together, and their lives ended too early. So I have Dr. King on one side of the room, and I have Malcolm X on the other side of the room, and I hope that I could be sort of the best of what they were to my students.
Yes. And one thing I love about what Ray just said is that the EDIFY movement is really passionate about partnering with people that have similar visions. It doesn't have to be the same vision. I don't have to agree 100% with everybody's ideology and theology in order to be able to see the good in them. And I would never dismiss anyone from my space or our space, or from being able to learn from them just because maybe they're a different faith, a different doctrine, a different culture. So I really love this idea of inter-ideas being able to be cherished, as EDIFY believes that also interfaith needs to come together and figure out, as a global world with lots of different religions, how can we come together and work for love? So I really appreciate what he just said about that. So anything else in this room that you would like to share with us?
Other than Bruce Lee.
Bruce!
He's one of my favorites.
Ah!
He was a philosophy major in college. And the reason why he was so successful is because he failed so many times. And he had his ideas stolen. He was discriminated against because he was Asian. I mean, he went through everything that anyone who was in the civil rights movement can think of on the negative side, and he came out on top because he believed in himself. So these are role models that helped me grow to be who I am. And I just wanted to give a little bit of that influence to my students. And so they see the pictures, and I don't force the information on them, but they ask willingly. And when they ask willingly, then they kind of retain it better.
Is there anything that you would like to share with anyone out there in the world that may be watching this, whether it's somebody that's wanting to pour into EDIFY, maybe one of the orphan children's, your students that follow you, just anything on your heart at all?
The message is give. Do whatever you can. My students and I are using graffiti. We're using dance, we're using music, we're using whatever we possibly can to send EDIFY money, to send these orphans money, to bring them here. Whatever it is that they need, whatever it is that EDIFY needs, just be down and be willing to take action and not stand by and watch and sit and wait for someone else to do it, because you can save that starfish.
Ah, I love it. Okay. All right, you guys, so coming to you from Vernon Middle School, EDIFY Movement, and here comes the kids. Let's see the little monsters. Oh, here they come. Hi, Taj. Hi, Shane.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, hey.
Oh boy, we got that.
Smells good in here.
Let's go.
Mr. Owens, can I sit in the spinning chair?
Yes.
I have gum.
You can throw it out.
Are you sure about that?
Jolly Rancher for my
Are you
class.
positive about that? Okay.
He looks pretty positive. Hi, CJ. Hi. Hi, Sydney.
John, I'm ready for this test.
I'm not. I'm
You
scared.
ready?
We're so excited. Bricks. We're going.
I think Taj may have just asked.
Yes.
Dude, is she recording?
She is.
All right, I'm gonna let Mr. Owens get back to his class. So peace out from Vernon, Connecticut.
I don't
Bye.
think I'm gonna get it done today, but